Our guest is the recipient of this year's Special Award for an Actor, Mr. Richard Gere.
Hello.
How are you? Everything okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. We were just talking. I got off the plane just a few hours ago, but I'm doing okay.
It just occurred to me yesterday that of all places here in Toruń in Poland, you are having today a reunion, a Primal Fear reunion with Edward Norton.
I'm here with, there was a lot of them. I mean,
I know.
I imagine John Bailey.
Yeah.
John Bailey was my first film, and Primal Fear was Edward's first film.
Yeah, it was his debut. Yeah. So it's a nice occasion, I guess. But
I had a lot of old friends here. Yeah. No, and it's such a low-key kind of quiet environment that everyone is very open, and there's not a big paparazzi thing. It's very soft. Which is a big difference from most festivals. Yeah,
I started with Primal Fear because it is one of my favorite films you ever did. And what I loved about your character is that at the end it is a character who won but failed at the same time. And I guess it was a great challenge and a great part for you to play because it's a very ambiguous film and very ambiguous.
Yeah, I mean, he and I both, Edward, first of all, we couldn't have done it without Edward. And literally, we couldn't find an actor. We saw, I mean, it's a great part. Yeah. We saw every actor, and for one reason after another, that just didn't work. And mostly because actors, especially young actors, are not believable as being innocent. They can be believable as being crazy. And I know from my own experience about myself.
I wonder why that is. But it's an interesting observation.
It's built in. Yeah. And so, literally, I was on my way out, and I said, look, it won't work. And they said, look, just give us a couple days. We're going to see some actors that don't even have agents. And Edward came in. We flew him to LA where we were shooting the movie. We're going to shoot. And he did an amazing test. And we actually tested him again because we weren't sure if this was just adrenaline on his side. We needed to know that he could do it every day. And the next test was even better than the first one, so that worked out really well.
And I also, one of my favorite, the other favorite film of yours that I really, really love is I'm Not There by Todd Haynes.
Yeah, I like that one too.
That is a brilliant film because I watched it and I had the sense that it's sort of an anti-biographical film because we really don't know who Dylan is in real life. All we have is his image, sort of, the myth of Dylan. There are various myths of Dylan in this film. You play one of them. That must have been a great experience working on that.
He said, I know Dylan, not well, but we know each other. And I've always, look, I think Dylan is our Picasso. There's no one else who's had that kind of influence on art, but also mass culture. You know, maybe the Beatles, but I think Dylan is even more. And Dylan saw the movie, and someone told me his reaction was, he said, yeah, I really liked what Richard was doing, but I didn't know what those other people were doing. And mine was the one that it was not autobiographical at all. It was not biographical. It was completely from his songs. Yeah. It was a character out of the songs. Yeah. The other stuff was actually supposedly biographical. He said, I don't know who they were.
But maybe that was the point. Just to say that whatever we know Dylan from his songs, and the Dylan is in his characters.
It's all there. It's all there. If you look he's a little older than me now, so you have 50-something years of his work. If you put all of that together, that's Bob Dylan. He's there. There's no mistaking it. Yeah. There he is.
He's there, but he's not there at the same time.
But he's not
there. Very elusive, yeah. But Terrence Malick is a director who has a reputation of really an original way of working with actors. Like when the actors say that he doesn't give you much information, that the shoot is very original, different to other directors. Yeah. I really love Days of Heaven because this is the film I'm now talking about, in which it's a beautiful, beautiful poetic film. And I wonder what was your experience as an actor of working with Terrence Malick?
Well, as I was telling someone a little while ago, that was my first film. Yeah. So I didn't know how to work with a camera. I was trying to figure it out at that point. And Terry had made one film, Badlands, at that point. And I think he'd done one student film before that. And Terry, although he had a vision, he's brilliant, he was trying to figure out how to codify that, how to explain it to actors, to the crew, to everyone who needed to know what we were trying to do. So Sam Shepard was a beginning actor. He didn't really know what he was doing. You know, Brooke was a young actress.
Brooke Adams, yeah.
She didn't know. I mean, everyone was talented, but they're trying to figure out who they were in the process of how you make a movie and how to bring their talent to it. But Terry, in that time, and he probably hasn't changed, he either chooses or is incapable of telling you what he wants. And I know there was one point, and I love the film, I love Terry, but there was one point, we had done like 20 takes on something, and he didn't say a word. And I said, Terry, you got to say something, or I'm going to just do the same thing, because I can't think of what else to do. And we were shooting in this, this old house, it was meant to be an old house, out on the prairie. And he went over to the window, and there was a curtain there, and he says, the wind was blowing in the window, and the curtain was moving. And he said, that's what I want. And strangely, I knew exactly what he wanted at that point.
Yeah, that's an interesting piece of direction for an actor.
Yeah, it's Robert Altman was another great director that I worked with. I watched him once on a film I was making with him, Dr. T and the Women, which I really like this film too.
Yeah.
I was there one day and he was working with kids, and the kids were great. I'm looking at the monitor, and he would have at least 3 cameras going all the time. Because he came from television. He was used to calling the edit as it was happening. Yeah. And he was on earphones to the operators on each one, telling him what he wanted to do. But the kids were incredible. And when the day was over, I said, Bob, how do you do that with these kids? He said, it's really simple. I never tell them what to do. As soon as you tell someone what to do, that's all they'll do. If you create an environment that is trusting and creative, then of course it's an endless well of possibilities.
So this is your favorite kind of work for the director to not tell you what to do like directly, but tell you in some more original way, or just to guide you in a way that maybe at first you don't know.
The best directors definitely are invisible. Invisible. If there's a problem, if it's not happening, they have a way to come in and move things, tell a joke, you know, or give a little piece of advice, or maybe just flick something off of your shoulder, look you in the eye, and, okay, let's do it again. And that's enough to create, again, an environment of openness and very subtly push things in a direction that's going to work for the story.
Thank you very much. It was very nice talking to you.
You too.